Welcome to Prime 9, the countdown show that covers the very best in baseball. Guaranteed to start arguments, not end them. This week it's the 9 best outfield arms. Why 9? That's baseball. 9 players, 9 innings, Prime 9. This episode is all about baseball physics. Velocity plus accuracy equals outs.
Look at the arm from Guillen.
He is gone.
And geometry. Getting from point A to point B on an almost straight line.
Tremendous throwing arm.
And if you'd like to learn about lasers, this is the show for you.
Ichiro throws something out of Star Wars. Holy smokes!
Reputation and respect were major factors in choosing our candidates.
No way we're going to challenge that arm.
And that's why we didn't just measure an arm on the number of assists a player had in any one year.
He is gone.
You see, fewer players run on guys with great arms, hence fewer assists. So let's check out the greatest outfield arms, beginning with number 9 on Prime 9.
When he lets it go, does he let it fly? Look at this arm.
Look at this throw. Look at this. Oh, does he have a strong arm?
When you have a nickname like the Impaler, you're bound to strike fear in the hearts of those who dare challenge you. And Vladimir Guerrero does just that.
You'd have to be nuts to run on that guy. He certainly is a guy that has to be considered as one of the great right field arms in the history of baseball.
Out at third is Kotze. What a great throw.
A guy that would throw a ball, a laser-like type of throw. It was going to be right on the money, a one-hopper to the third baseman or to the catcher.
A one-hop strike.
You run at your own peril against a guy like Vladimir Guerrero.
In his first 14 seasons, Vlad had 125 assists, but he might have had even more stay-puts.
One of those guys that he just shuts down a running game.
And he makes the catch for the out and fires to third on one hop. Oh, what a throw. You hear the oohs and ahs. No way was Manny Alexander going to challenge that arm.
When you're on second base, you say left field, I'm scoring, center field, I'm scoring, right field, let's hope we can catch a break, because if it's right at him, you don't have a shot to score.
Right field, but it's Guerrero throwing. Here comes Snow. The cannon arm that throws. Snow is out.
Pretty good arm. Very good arm.
Wow.
Here comes the throw. He is gone.
Well, you challenge the arm of Guerrero, and you're going to pay for it.
His arm is one of the best. Vladimir, to me, he's on top. He's my first guys in the outfield. His arm is very good.
Here's the cannon throw to the plate. He is out, and this game is over. Vladimir Guerrero.
Playing right field from the Colorado Rockies, Larry Walker.
If you're playing against Larry Walker and you have a team meeting, the first thing that's said is, okay, we're not running on Walker because he's going to throw you out.
The throw home. They got it. What a play by Walker.
He did everything well on the baseball field.
5-tool player.
But probably his best tool was his arm.
Larry Walker has a cannon for an arm.
He had that gift of a very strong arm, and he was able to cultivate that and be accurate with it.
A cannon and an accurate cannon.
Larry Walker was one of the best arms I've ever seen. It was strong, it was accurate, and it was smart. It always seemed to be the arm that threw to the right bag.
The 7-time Gold Glove winner and 1997 National League MVP toyed with those who thought they had him beat.
When I ran around the bases, believe me, I didn't take chances if I knew I hit it to Larry Walker. He would almost bait runners to go just so he could throw you out.
Ripped down the line. This will be extra bases. Walker picks it up, guns it to second. Got it. Well, what a play by Larry Walker.
He was kind of known for baiting guys, slowing to a ball to try and get you to challenge him.
Slowing down on the grass, Larry Walker. Lawton wants 2.
And then he'd gun guys out trying to stretch a single into a double.
Here's Walker's throw to second. Look out. Got it.
I was playing for the Dodgers, and we were playing the Rockies, and I hit a base hit to right field.
And he has a base hit.
Larry Walker takes it on one hop.
Throw is out. Larry Walker came up and made the throw
from right field.
He's got a great arm, and I'll attest for that. Took a hit away from me.
Whether it was keeping runners off base or, more often than not, simply keeping them in their place, Larry Walker was a veritable rock in right.
He was a definite force defensively. He drove in a lot of runs, but he also prevented a lot of runs from scoring.
You don't spit in the wind, you don't tug on Superman's cape, and my goodness, you do not run on Lawrence Walker.
Welcome back to Prime 9, featuring the top 9 outfield arms we've ever seen. You've heard the case for both 9 and 8. We now continue with number 7. Ellis Valentine was one of the most gifted athletes of his time.
He was fast. He could hit for average, hit for power.
Mercy on us, it's gone.
He was the real deal.
Ellis played 10 seasons, but appeared in more than 100 games just 4 times, falling short of his potential. The same could not be said of his arm.
Here's the throw, he's out!
I don't think nobody could throw with Ellis. There was a lot of outfielders that had arms, great arms, but Ellis was greater.
Valentine has a gun on his shoulder.
I never saw an arm that strong, whether it was through highlights or whatever I saw.
Ellis Valentine, without a doubt, best arm, best all-around player that I probably ever played with.
When balls were hit to him, you just hope somebody would run and challenge him because he could throw a laser.
You're not going to see a much better throw than this.
Ellis led the majors with 24 assists in '78. The same year he won his only Gold Glove. It was also that year he made a play that astounded his teammates.
There was a play involving the Cincinnati Reds. Davey Concepcion was on second base.
There was a ground ball down the first baseline. Ellis went over in the corner and stopped it, trapped it right up against the base of the wall.
And he grabbed it on one bounce.
So now, I don't know, he's probably, 310 or 15 feet from home plate.
Valentine throws this rocket on the fly, mind you, to me, at home, and here I am catching the ball and tagging out Davey Concepcion.
It takes a mighty arm to make such a memorable throw. And while Valentine was a man of many talents, every member of the 4 teams for which he played will most likely tell you that what they remember best was that arm. Patrolling right field in Fenway Park for 19 seasons, Dwight Dewey Evans was a man of many talents. Just don't ever ask his peers if he had a good arm.
A good arm? He's a cannon, man. He ranks one of the top right field arms in the game.
Dwight Evans fires home. Great throw, great tag, and he's out.
I think what made Dwight Evans such a great right fielder was the territory he had to play in Boston.
Fenway Park is a very unusual right field in that it's only 301 down the line.
It's big, it's spacious, it's got some kind of funky little corners down there, and he knew how to play it.
Showing Wise won 8 Gold Gloves.
Absolutely. Dewey racked up 157 assists in his 2 decades of ball and won 8 Gold Glove awards. Even the best base runners fell prey to his reign of terror.
Fastball lifted into shallow right field. Dwight Evans poised, range for the tag. There's the catch. Here comes the throw, and it's a perfect throw. Reigns goes back.
That's what you call respect.
Oh, what a throw by Dwight Evans.
And when you talk about Dwight Evans, you're talking about not only a great thrower, but he was accurate.
It's going to be close. Got him.
I knew I could throw the ball well. I knew I could throw with anybody. I loved having people try to take an extra base on me.
Here comes the throw.
To me, throwing somebody out at second base or third base or keeping a double play in order, take the pitcher out of the inning, that's huge.
Gonna get him at first. A terrific play.
For accuracy, for getting the ball there, getting rid of it quickly on a line, a one-hop. He wasn't showing off. He just got the job done.
Evans is the best defensive right fielder in the American League.
I can't think of anybody that could stay with him day in and day out playing defense.
What Boston fans would do to see Evans back in right.
Many of us would pay cash money to see one more ball hit down the right field line, Dewey to glide over, make that pickup, and then whirl and throw the guy out trying to go for two.
Fans here in Boston appreciate Dwight Evans.
To do it for 19 years like Dwight did is certainly something tremendous.
Welcome back to Prime 9, featuring the very best outfield arms. Vlad Guerrero and Larry Walker kick things off, followed by Ellis Valentine and Dewey Evans, which means it's time for number 5.
Number 6, Carl Farello, right fielder.
A Dodger his entire 15-year career, Carl Farello once led the league with a .344 average, but he was best known for his powerful arm.
He had a gun he could throw, and he used to throw guys that hit sharp singles into right field. He used to throw them out at first base. Now, you have to have a pretty good arm to do that. In fact, you had to have a great arm to do that.
And if that wasn't enough, Carl also benefited from the contour of his home field.
I played in Ebbets Field and played with the Brooklyn Dodgers, and right field in Ebbets Field was a short fence.
Nobody would run on him in Ebbets Field. It was obvious that you were running into an out in most cases.
They called this Pennsylvania native the Reading Rifle, and memories of his outfield play are indelible.
Farello, in my mind's eye, reacts to the sound of the ball hitting the tin right field wall at Ebbets and positioning himself for the rebound, handling it cleanly, and firing to third or to home to nail the runner.
Carl Farello was just a steady outfielder and as good a throwing arm as I ever saw.
Jose Guillen was one of the best arms in the game.
Jose Guillen, the first time I saw his arm, it was like, who is that?
What a throw by Guillen from right field, right on the money.
As a smallish type right fielder, his arm strength was what shocked a lot of people.
I mean, I would swear he sometimes just baits the runner and wants him to go, and then he throws it, but it's mind-boggling how he throws a baseball.
Guillen is incredible!
Jose has gained quite a reputation for throwing runners out, and it's the threat of his arm that quite often alters the course of an inning.
With guys like Jose Guillen that has an amazing arm, we know that, we're going to have to think twice about going from first to third. If it's a hard hit ball, you're going to have to shut it down a second. And that is huge. It really shuts down the running game.
You do not want to run on that man.
I just think that every time he makes one of those throws from right field, it just seems like he's defying gravity. That ball's supposed to actually come down.
The throw, he got it!
Maybe there is no gravity for a guy like Jose Guillen.
One such gravity-defying throw immediately became a highlight reel staple.
It was in Denver, a ball hit to right field, deep right field corner.
Hit high and deep to right. Back goes Guillen, still going back. At the wall, it's off his glove.
Guillen, he turned loose a throw I have not seen the likes of ever in my life.
There goes Nafee around second, headed for third. Look at that throw from Brown. Wow! What a throw from Guillen from the warning track in the air to third base.
I've seen Clemente, but that would be at the top of my list for an individual throw.
Here is Jose Guillen. Oh, he told you he can do anything. Look at this throw.
That was absolutely the most thrilling throw from an outfielder I've ever seen.
And it instantly established Jose as owner of one of the game's greatest arms.
It was just a rocket, and it was like a rocket that you saw with Dwight Evans, with Ellis Valentine, really great arms from the past. It was kind of like, my arm's bigger than yours type of an attitude, but impressive. It was fun to watch.
Ever since he came to the States in 2001, Ichiro has been one of the game's most electrifying offensive players.
Attack the wall! Highway, Ichiro!
He took the whole city of Seattle by storm, but also the major leagues. And then you watched him throw the baseball. My goodness.
Ichiro guns it home on the fly.
Holy smoke! Ichiro with a laser beam throw.
On the fly, right on the money.
I think his arm is the one thing that really put him on the map over here, and people really paid attention to it.
Ichiro's throw to the plate to Jojima, and out at home is Berkman.
And you know you've got a good arm when it becomes a marketing tool for your team.
I think it was one of the Mariner commercials where he pitched from center field or something, and he threw a perfect strike every time.
Fastball low and outside. Just a bit outside.
But Ichiro's most famous throw took place in his rookie season. It was in Oakland, where a legend was born.
Terrence Long is on at first base, and there's a base hit into right field.
Base hit into right field.
Remember Ichiro charging the ball and on the run all in one motion.
Heading for third is Terrence Long. The throw by Ichiro. Beautiful. Peggy got him.
Ichiro threw something out of Star Wars down there.
Ichiro unleashed a throw that was probably more than 3 or 4 feet off the ground all the way to third base. Terrence Long turned around as if, who in the world threw that ball?
Froze in a robe. And that's when you said, this guy's not only a good hitter, he's got the full package.
Ichiro won a Gold Glove his first 10 years in the majors. But then that's what you'd expect from the man with the golden gun.
He knows the situation, and he knows exactly what he's going to do and when he's going to throw the ball as soon as the ball is hit.
And he is out of there!
You wonder, well, how does he do it so well? He's already, I think, played it out in his mind, before the ball game even begins. He knows exactly what to do, and he does it.
We now return to Prime 9, where this week we're featuring the 9 greatest outfield arms we've ever seen. This is one of the toughest categories we've ever had to judge, but hopefully our call to arms is right on the mark. So now it's time for number 1 and 2, the outfield arms that stand above the rest. We begin with number 2. From 1981 through 92, Jesse Barfield was the man, with an arm so powerful it almost defied belief.
Look at this. The throw, and holy cow, what a throw!
Jesse Barfield, he had a whale of a right field arm.
Right, oh my, look at this. What a play by Jesse Barfield.
The thing I remember the most about Jesse was how low he would throw the ball. Just kept going, just had this carry to it. He was amazing.
Doesn't even hop. I mean, Espinosa doesn't have to move the glove.
He was very consistent. You have a lot of guys that have strong arm, but Jesse was very accurate.
Barfield veering back. It's over his head. A good carom off the fence.
I know for myself, playing third base, it seemed like I always had a perfect throw, no matter where he was throwing it from.
What a play by Barfield!
I've seen a number of times a guy at third base, a ball hit to right field, and he unloads to the plate.
I can't believe it, he got him!
You just don't see that.
In his career, Jesse averaged 14 assists for every 1,000 innings, the second highest mark for any player born in the modern era.
I would feel very uncomfortable having my runners go first to third on Jesse.
Jesse was so good, base runners figured him into their equation before they took a step.
Holy cow, Barfield!
You were always aware of where he was playing, because if the balls hit his direction, you weren't going to be able to advance.
This ball is caught, a great play. Oh, he saved a run.
When you're out there playing defense, those little things over the course of an entire summer, that amounts to runs, and that eventually is going to amount to wins.
This Barfield, oh, he's got a shot. He's got a shot. Look at this gun. They got him. Holy cow!
He's just fantastic arm.
Jesse Barfield, one of the great throwers in the game.
But our greatest outfield arm belongs to Roberto Clemente, a man whose nickname said it all.
In Pittsburgh, they call him the Great One.
Everybody knows he was a great hitter, but he was one of the most unbelievable right fielders.
It is caught by Clemente.
No corner outfielder has more Gold Gloves than the 12 earned by Clemente.
I see some great guy, but nobody like Roberto. Not only he have a great arm, but he was very quick.
Roberto Clemente fields the ball and displays his rifle arm.
He had a bullet for an arm.
He would throw the ball back as hard as you hit it out there. If you hit a line drive out there, he'd throw a line drive back.
And he complemented that with pinpoint control. No one since 1920 has more outfield assists than Roberto.
I remember the accuracy of Clemente was amazing. It was on a line to home plate. It was on a line to second base. I mean, he didn't even hesitate.
Clemente cuts loose a powerful throw to the plate.
If you're a base runner, you had to respect his arm a great deal, and you had to hustle because he could easily throw you out.
He's going to try for third. It may be close. He's out.
Roberto had a great arm, but he was also a great showman. Everything he did was flamboyant. He had a windmill throw, and then he flip-flopped all over the place after he threw it. He was fun to watch.
Clemente achieved legendary status in the '71 World Series, where an entire nation witnessed his game, and one incredible arm.
What a throw!
And what a magnificent performance from Pittsburgh's right fielder, the great Roberto Clemente.
The 1971 World Series cemented his reputation as the greatest right fielder the game has ever seen defensively.
It's been almost 40 years since we've seen a right fielder like Clemente. Who knows if we'll ever see the likes of him again.
This man has just impressed me so much that I'll never forget Clemente.
He was a gamer. He beat you so many ways, and he had what I call the best arm in baseball.
As you might have guessed, this wasn't an easy Prime 9 list to comprise. There is very little empirical evidence available to gauge the actual difference between great arms. We thought long and hard about including men like the Hawk, Andre Dawson.
Line drive, right field. Dawson up. They send him. The throw to the plate should get him. He's out by 20 feet.
The Cobra, Dave Parker.
And what a throw by Dave Parker. Oh, baby, what a play.
And Tris Speaker, the all-time assist leader with 449. Not to mention Rocky Colavito, who by all accounts had a phenomenal arm during his days with Cleveland and Detroit in the 50s and 60s, and probably could have bumped any one of these guys without an argument. But we're sticking to our guns, or in this case, our rifle arms. In other words, that's our Prime 9. What's yours?